And the third big one I would mention is about the Chinese expansion. So the Chinese brands have grown significantly, their quality has improved dramatically, and they brought a lot of competitiveness in the markets where they compete, which is brutal. So in our case, we compete with the Chinese brands almost everywhere except in the United States, but we've seen in Latin America, in Europe, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, and then this has led to huge stress in the system. Basically, I'm not going to enter into how they do it, but they're extremely competitive in the marketplace. And the only way for us to compete, and I think we've been one of the best brands reacting to that, has been to provide better product, better technology, better service. We are not fighting this fight with pricing. We don't think this is the right way to do, or not with pricing only, as long as you provide all the 360 degrees value to the consumers.
Yeah, Jose, just one quick follow-up. You talk about competing with them in other global markets. What do you think is maybe one thing that's misunderstood about what that competitive challenge looks like coming from China?
As I mentioned, I think everybody thinks the only way to compete with the Chinese is with price. So in their case, and I've been living in the market and leading the market, for them, because the market is so big, it's twice the size of the United States and with more potential, they've grown a lot, and then basically the only way to compete was to really be more and more affordable, lowering the prices, transaction prices, big time. So if you enter into that territory, then you are dead. So we have to try to master all the elements of the marketing mix, right? The design, the features, the quality, durability, reliability, and then the financing, the residual value, the after-sales services, the quality of the service, the facilities, the dealers. The dealers are so important to make a difference, right? So you don't need to compete at the same level. You have good dealers, motivated dealers with the right programs and everything else. I think you can compete. Again, we've been growing our share in Europe, we've been growing our share in Latin America, in the Middle East, and even in Southeast Asia without getting into that war. But it's true that they've been growing significantly.
Thanks, Jose.